The Lord has made. Indeed, we are glad, and to Him alone be the glory. We want to welcome us into His presence, and I know that this God that you have come to me with today will not disappoint you in the name of Jesus. Don't forget, today is also anointing service. I hope you brought your bottle of oil with you. And I believe that as the oil drops upon you, fresh mercy will be upon you. Power will be imparted upon you. Favor shall be imparted upon you. Fresh grace it will be imparted upon you. Revelation ideas will be imparted upon you. And I know that failure at the edge of breakthrough will come to an end today. In the name of Jesus. So welcome to this new month of May. It is a new day. It is a great month. Don't forget, today is the fourth day of the fifth month of the year 2019. Gradually it's going. 4 stands for stability and balance. I know that God will give your life stability in the name of Jesus. 5 stands for the number of grace. Grace in 2 Corinthians 9:8 it says, and God is able to make all grace abound towards ye, that you always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. By the grace of God, you always have sufficiency in all things in the name of Jesus. The grace of God will make you abound to every good work this year in the name of Jesus. And indeed this month, and whatever you lay hands upon shall prosper. The grace of God will be sufficient for you in the name of Jesus. And so shall it be for you in Jesus' mighty name. As have been announced, today we're going to look at the theme I've titled, Oh Lord, show me your mercy. Our scripture will be Romans chapter 9, verses 15 to 16. We'll take off from there. It says, for he said unto Moses, this is God talking to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. And I have said to us before that mercy is the prerogative of God. It is God's own prerogative to show mercy unto whom He decides to show mercy unto, and to show compassion unto whom He decides to show compassion upon. And it says in verse 16, it says, and then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. Mercy, O Lord, mercy, O Lord. If you look at the NIV version, it says, it does not therefore depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. Brethren, we need to pray, oh Lord, show me your mercy. It is not because you are running. It is not because you have 2 legs and you are strength and you have the ability. It is not because that you are doing all things that you know how to do or according to the dictates of man. It is not by your strength. It is not by your power. It is not by your ability. Oh, it is not by your acquired knowledge. It is not by wisdom. It is not by your ability to be able to speak the Queen's English or to understand all kinds of phonetics, or you can speak modern languages, you understand Latin, you understand the wisdom of men. It is not so. But brethren, it is not by your pedigree or by your association or by your accumulated degrees and certificates or by your human connections. That is also good, but it is by the mercy of God. Your prayer should be, oh Lord, by your mercy, oh Lord, let your mercy prevail in my life, over my situation, over the situation of my family. That is what you should be saying. In every situation of life, let your mercy prevail, oh Lord. Oh Lord, show me your mercy in the name of Jesus. That should be your prayer all the time. Oh, you might be putting effort as much as you can, but you have nothing to show for all the efforts. God does not show mercy to a man or a woman. Efforts of such a man or woman will be in vain. May your efforts never be in vain. God of heaven will not let your efforts be in vain. Your efforts over yourself, your efforts over your wife, your efforts over your husband, your efforts over your children, your efforts over your business, I decree that it shall not be in vain.
Amen.
All your efforts shall not be in vain. In the name of Jesus, God of heaven will show you his mercy. In the name of Jesus, I say unto you that God will not withhold his mercy from you in the name of Jesus. The eternal God of heaven will crown all your efforts with success in the name of Jesus. He will crown it with great mercy in the name of Jesus. Romans 9:16 says, it does not therefore depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. I know that you are not a lazy person. That's why you wake up in the morning to go to work. I know that some of us are 24/7 going from one shift to another, going from one work to another, laboring because you are not lazy. You want ends to meet. You want ends to meet. You decided to go educate yourself so that you can progress in life, but not all that educate themselves make it in life. The most educated are not the most successful. Brethren, you will not go to school in vain. In the name of Jesus, you will serve and worship God, but your life do not reflect the glory of God. This must not be so for you. You must have things to show for serving the living God. If God says, all power belongs to me. If God says, I'm the creator of the heavens and the earth. If God says, I own the cattle over 1,000 years, and says, gold and silver is mine, then why is his glory not showing forth? It must not be so. You will not serve God in vain.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Some are walking like an elephant and eating like an ant. God will show you his mercy. I say God will change your position for the better. In the name of Jesus. Lord, show up in my life. It should be your prayer. On your behalf, I cry for the mercy of God today. In the name of Jesus. I say, I cry for mercy on your behalf. My God will show up and he will show you his mercy. In the name of Jesus. God will show you his mercy. Even at your place of work. In the name of Jesus. In your business setting. God will show you his mercy. In your ministry, God will show you his mercy. God will reveal his mercy unto you in this month. In the name of Jesus, God will glorify himself in your life and in that of your family. In the name of Jesus, I declare upon you that God will baptize your problems to show himself on your behalf. He will show himself bigger than the situation. He will show himself bigger than your circumstances. He will show himself bigger. Romans 9:16. He said, it does not therefore depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. I want you to understand that God can turn around anything that looks or represents an hopeless situation in your life. You ought to understand that recently, in a couple of weeks back, we celebrated Easter. Jesus Christ was crucified, he was killed, and he was buried. And a stone was rolled on his sepulchre that he might not rise up. And for them to be sure about this, they are assigned soldiers. The king put a signet upon it, the seal that nobody will be able to move that stone. But what happened? The enemy thought his destiny has been sealed off. The enemy lied. I said the enemy lied. God sent an angel to roll away the stone. Jesus Christ rose up from the dead. The enemy lied. I know the enemy is lying about the situation in your life. Enemy thought that you will not come out of this present situation. Tell the enemy you will lie. Tell the enemies you will lie. Okay, tell your neighbor, oh, your enemy lied. Oh, your enemy lied. Oh, your enemy lied. remember those 3 Hebrew children. They were put in the very furnace of fire. The enemy thought that everything was finished for them. The enemy lied. The enemy lied. The enemy is a liar. He's the father of all lies. Oh, the merciful God, the 4th man in the fire came to their rescue. And they came out of that fiery furnace of fire. God of heaven will rescue you. In whatever situation you are going through that the enemy has encamped you, God will rescue you in the name of Jesus. Don't you remember? Daniel was thrown into the dens of lions. They thought that when we throw him into these dens of lions, hungry lions, that as soon as he landed in the den of lions, that he was going to be consumed by the lion. He was going to be the lion's food. Oh, the enemy lied. The enemy lied. Then they came out of the lion's den unhurt. You are coming out of your present situation triumphantly in the name of Jesus. Oh, don't forget Peter was in prison. They put him with garrisons of soldiers. He was awaiting a death sentence. The enemy lied. The enemy lied. Because God of mercy rescued him from that prison. God sent his angel and his fetters was loosed. And he was brought out of the den, of the prison, of the dungeon. Oh, don't forget, David was in the bush forgotten. The enemy thought he would never amount to anything. The enemy lied. The enemy lied. You might be in the back bush, but when mercy locates you, God will bring you from the back bush into the front line. Oh, David came out. He was anointed. Oh, in the presence of his elegant brother, who thought it was by stature, who thought it was by height, who thought it was by all the adoration of clothes. The enemy lied. Oh, no. It is not by power, it is not by might, but by my spirit, says the Lord. Joseph was sold into slavery and eventually in prison. The enemy thought that his destiny has been sealed. The enemy thought that his God-given dream will never come to limelight. It will never come to pass. The enemy lied. The enemy lied. The enemy lied. Because the Bible makes us understand that this great God of mercy sought him out in the prison yard and brought him out, and he came from prison to rule. You are coming out. I say you are coming out of that situation. You are coming out. You are not only coming out, you are coming out with your goods. You are coming out with your family. You are coming out with your children in the name of Jesus. And not only are you coming out, you are coming to rule. You are coming to rule. You are coming to rule. In the midst of your enemies, you are coming to rule. You are coming to rule. That your God-given dream, it shall come to pass. It shall be fulfilled. Oh, in your lifetime, it shall be fulfilled. That the God of heaven has spoken to you. God is not a man that he will lie, neither the Son of Man that he will repent. Does he say, and shall he not make it good? God will make it good for you in the name of Jesus. All this happened just because God of mercy, he decided to show himself strong on their behalf. No matter the situation, God will show himself strong on your behalf. In the name of Jesus. Brethren, if we understand that mercy belongs to God, and if God says in his word, he will show mercy to whosoever he decides to show mercy to, then we appropriately need to ask him to show us his mercy. And that is why I like what it says in Hebrews chapter 4 in verse 16. It says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we might obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. Is there anybody experiencing a need? Why don't you come to the throne of grace to obtain mercy and find grace to help? Is there somebody in need of help? He said, this poor man cried unto the Lord, and the Lord sent help from the sanctuary. May my God send help unto you today in the name of Jesus. May you never be stranded in life. May you never be stranded in destiny. May your children never be stranded. May your family members not be stranded in the name of Jesus. May the mercy of God find you today. In the name of Jesus. As children of God, it is our responsibility to confidently approach this God and ask God for His mercy. And we need to position ourselves strategically all the time in such a way and manner to receive the mercy that we desire from Him. Psalm 85 verse 7. It says, show us thy mercy, O Lord, and grant us thy salvation. One of the goals of our Christianity is for God to uphold us during trials and keep us from falling. May God uphold you. Amen. May you never fall. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Like I said before, the period of Easter is a period of mixed blessing. The crucifixion of the Son of God, Jesus Christ, and the resurrection and the ascension and glorification. It is a period mixed with pain and anguish on one hand, and celebration and victory on the other hand. Easter is come and gone. People are celebrated and gone back to business as usual. Buying and selling. Buy one, get one free. Oh Lord my God, have mercy. Many people celebrated without knowing the essence of the reason for the celebration. Many people celebrated without even knowing the celebrant. How can you appear in a party you don't even know who the celebrant is? You never ask about the celebrant that you need to have a meeting or a knowledge of the celebrant. Some people just come, eat and go. The media, the people have shifted from God. They are focused on God and His Son to do the business of the day. Oh Lord my God, have mercy. They have shifted focus to the happenings around the world, rather on the one who personally opposes all things by the power of His words. May Lord have mercy upon us in the name of Jesus. Jesus, the Son of the living God, He disallowed of God, but approved of God to go through trial, and He eventually came out triumphant. I know that you are going to come out triumphant. Amen. There is a testimony about Him that after spoiling principalities and powers, He made an open show of them, triumphing over them through the cross. Hallelujah! 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 Jesus won the victory for you and I. Oh, praise and glory be to His holy name forever and ever. Jesus, while in bodily form on this terrestrial planet, He showed us how we can live righteously, and He showed us the pathway of life. Jesus lived an exemplary lifestyle, which we all have to emulate and we have to follow in order to experience daily victory and daily peace in God. Therein lies our peace. If we follow the pathway that He Himself has earmarked for us. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. He said, For even hereunto were you called, because Jesus Christ also suffered for us. How many people believe that Jesus Christ suffered because of them? Yes. He leaving us an example, and said that ye should follow His steps. This is a senior in the Lord, an apostle of Jesus Christ. It says Jesus Christ has left us as an example that we should follow His steps. So all in all, when we go through a trying period, all we need to do is to cry out for His mercy and trust Him to bring us out of it triumphantly. You will come out triumphantly. Amen. We need to follow His footsteps all the way. We need to keep trusting God to mercifully keep us from the corruption of this world. We need to pray that no matter the current situation and circumstances surrounding the nations of this world, wicked world, the end time church, and even this adulterous generation unto whom the end of this world has come, that God should show us His tender mercies and spare us from all the moral decadence that we are seeing on daily basis in our time, and from the looming or imminent judgment that is coming. Don't let us forget that judgment is coming. And where will it start? Judgment is going to start in the house of God. So we need to position ourselves and ask for His mercy so that we can be spared. And if within the church, if people can scarcely be saved or escape His judgment, how much more people that are without? So we need to pray, asking for His mercy. We need to pray, asking for restoration of our nations. We need to pray, asking for the restoration of our families. Look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening. A lot of, on daily basis, there's a knife cry. There's a knife cry. There's a knife cry. There's a knife cry. On daily basis, there's a knife cry. God have mercy. Amen. The divorce rate is getting